Almost 2 years ago, I uploaded a video discussing Plants vs Zombies Match, a painfully greedy and downright disrespectful game that's a big fat middle finger to the franchise's legacy. You might think it's just another generic clone that you can brush off, and it's partially true, but Plants vs Zombies Match will leave a greater impact on PopCap and ultimately kill a franchise. Long before Plants vs Zombies was released, PopCap was known for another huge franchise, Bejeweled. Bejeweled predates every match 3 game you've ever seen today because it started the entire trend. PopCap basically invented the genre, and the success of Bejeweled put the studio in the spotlight, allowing them to expand into more one-off titles and sequels like Bejeweled 2. The first game, originally called Diamond Mine, was completed in 2000 and saw a retail release in 2001 as Bejeweled. It's incredibly bare bones by today's standards, but it laid the foundation for the genre. No power-ups, no special gems, just you, your mouse, and your strategy. The gameplay evolved with Bejeweled 2 in 2004, innovating in nearly every category. New game modes like Endless and Puzzle were introduced, along with 2 new power gems, Flame Gems and Hypercubes. Bejeweled Twist proved that the core gameplay could be reinvented by just changing how you play. It introduced the Lightning Gem and for the first time, quests that gave players clear objectives instead of just playing endlessly. Bejeweled Blitz and Blitz Live showed that Match 3 could be competitive, letting players compete for the best high score. All of these innovations led to what I consider one of PopCap's best games ever created.
Welcome back.
In my opinion, Bejeweled 3 is unironically PopCap's best game. That might sound like a hot take considering PvZ 1 and Garden Warfare 2 exist, but hear me out. Every Bejeweled entry, besides stars, built upon the last, refining and perfecting the formula, culminating in this masterpiece. On top of that, Bejeweled 3 introduced a plethora of brand new and unique modes. Everything in this game is unique and original. All of the modes play differently from each other, offering a huge variety and meaningful changes that distinguish it from its predecessors. It's a game that truly justifies being the third main entry. There are so many unexpected qualities from a Match 3 game that make it stand out, proof that PopCap and its developers took pride in their work. Heavenly music, an incredible aesthetic, and the most original game modes I've ever seen in a puzzle game. The appeal of Bejeweled has always been its respect for the player. No annoying life system, no intrusive microtransactions, no unnecessary live service mechanics designed to keep you hooked forever. Like every old school PopCap game, it follows a simple arcade style philosophy. Play when you want, stop when you want, and enjoy at your own pace. Bejeweled 3 is the perfect culmination of everything that came before it. Unfortunately, the franchise went on hiatus after its release. A year after Bejeweled 3 launched, EA acquired PopCap and its franchises started dropping like flies. EA bought PopCap for Plants vs Zombies. I think we can all agree that was obvious. And so the ball was dropped when PopCap tried to make more non-PvZ games like Pickle Blast. It was clear that PopCap had no idea what to do with the Bejeweled franchise given how different it is from every other puzzle game. No levels to beat, no power-ups, no microtransactions. It's a complete package. So after years of inactivity, PopCap decided to dip their toes back in with a new game, Bejeweled Skies, later renamed Bejeweled Stars. Bejeweled Stars is unironically the worst thing PopCap has ever made. It beats BFN and PvZ 3 in terms of sheer disappointment because it abandons everything that made the originals great in favor of modern mobile game tropes. It's essentially a Candy Crush clone with nothing special to offer. I might make a video diving into this game if people are really interested because I'm not even joking when it's a real 1 out of 10. Infinite levels that mean nothing, annoying monetization, frustrating life system, and forced characters that add nothing of value. The sad truth? The game bombed. PopCap proved that it didn't understand the franchise's appeal and had no idea how to innovate it the same way Bejeweled 3 did. With the failure of Bejeweled Stars, the Bejeweled franchise officially died. PopCap went back to their old reliable PvZ and abandoned Bejeweled once again. It seemed like everything was over, until 2022. EA released a Google form asking for feedback on an upcoming Plants vs Zombies Match 3 game. The survey had some brilliant questions like, how important is the lore to Plants vs Zombies? How important is Crazy Dave to Plants vs Zombies? How important is choosing your seeds in Plants vs Zombies?
I get it!
Besides the survey basically proving that they had no idea how to handle PvZ, the forum also featured 3 advertisements. 2 for PvZ, and 1 was for Bejeweled Match. Why is it even called Bejeweled Match? Bejeweled is already a matching game. It's like trying to sell air to a person. It was obvious from the start that Bejeweled Match was never going to win against PvZ Match. PopCap failed to maintain Bejeweled's relevance, letting it sit untouched for years, releasing one terrible game and then continuing to let it rot. Including it in the survey was like asking fans to pick between an official product and a bootleg. Most people only know PvZ. Additionally, there's almost no audience overlap. The average PvZ fan likely has no idea what Bejeweled is. Each has its own independent fandom and PopCap never made an effort to connect them. So no surprise, Plants vs Zombies Match won. We've seen the betas, and it's painful to watch. When I made my first video on it, I only had a rough understanding of Bejeweled and had never played it. But now, I've played every Bejeweled game and I love the franchise. So it sucks even more to see it fall, just so a soulless, rebranded cash grab could take its place. The existence of PvZ Match hurts both the PvZ and Bejeweled IPs. PvZ Match has no redeeming qualities, it's just another cash grab. It tarnishes the brand's global recognition, which is already in a rough spot due to the disastrous attempts with PvZ3 and BFN. Meanwhile, Bejeweled has no mainstream relevance anymore because PopCap stopped trying. So why would they give it another chance when a PvZ Match 3 game is guaranteed to be more successful just because it's tied to the brand? PopCap's first game, the one that launched them into the casual gaming space, created an entire genre and made them the giant they are, is gone. Not because it failed, not because people stopped caring, but because PopCap didn't want to try. Instead, they chased an easy cash grab with their most popular franchise, even though it made no sense to begin with. We all know a franchise that companies sit on and do nothing with. The same thing is happening here. If this video made you interested in PopCap's older catalog, you should absolutely check them out. Bejeweled 3 and Peggle are great places to start. I've also started my own retrospective series where I revisit these games after all this time, so if you're interested, you can check those out too.